We are quickly running out of time. I'm going to have to go get my buddy off the bus. But I do want to ask you about school visits because who better than a professional educator who. So, yeah, that's my question. What are the tips for a successful visit and how are the best ways to get those set up?
Oh, well, I'm still, even though I've worked with young people in schools, the author school visit is sort of new to me, but my favorite thing that I've gotten to do as being an author, I think the tips for setting them up is one, if you are an author, is just making sure that you have a school visit menu, either on your website or just, an idea of what you can offer when a school reaches out to you saying they'd like a school visit. So I did some research just from other authors that I know about sort of what they charge, if they charge for school visits or how many school visits they do that are free versus charge, just sort of the business of it. And then putting together just a quick menu. So sometimes school visits are an assembly and you're talking to 150 plus students at a time. And so in those cases, you want to have like a PowerPoint, and it's you want it. Lecture sounds bad because that sounds boring, but basically in a setting like that, the kids want to hear from you. So they want to hear a little bit about you. If you have cute animal photos, that's always good to just like insert in there, embarrassing photos of you as a kid. And then almost just book talking your book if they haven't read it. What are the things that would hook students into your story? So I play music in my school visit. I talk about friendship. We do talk about adoption, but we talk about some big themes, and then we get a little bit smaller in context. And then if it's a school visit where you're going into a classroom and you get to talk to like 15 to 30 kids at a time, you could throw in some type of an activity or a writing workshop or a writing prompt or something that is a little bit more engaging if you have that opportunity with a smaller group. But you kind of have to tailor it to what the thing is. So I have a menu of like, here are some workshops that I can offer that are like writing and engaging. Here are 2 like book talks or lecture style presentations that I can do for a bigger audience. And then I always have something that's like, if you have a specific event or something in mind, you can work with me and we can come up with a school visit that better fits your needs. And then I would just say leave more time for questions than you think you need. I always underestimate how many wonderful questions young people have. And so I feel like I end up cutting my presentation off because I want to get to their questions because they ask really unique and really wonderful questions from everything about your book to the writing process to your life if you're also writing from experience as well.
What's been your favorite reaction either to something you said at a school visit or to your book so far?
Okay, so this story is really important to me because so when authors don't have usually a lot of control over the cover of the book, I was very fortunate to get a cover that I love. The artwork is done by a woman named Jemima Richmond Edwards. She's phenomenal. She's a phenomenal artist. But I really, really did want there to be a Black girl on the cover. So I wanted her to be, front and center. And that's what I got. But basically, I was in Colorado visiting my goddaughter, who was 8 at the time, when the email came through with sort of like, we've put together the cover. What do you think? And I looked at it. I loved it. And then my goddaughter was one of the first young people to see the cover, and I showed it to her. And her first reaction was just that her face lit up. And she just said, that looks like a real Black girl. And that for me was like, all right, well, I love the cover. I have no feedback for it because like the target demographic for this book saw it and was like, oh, that's a book for me. And that looks like a real Black girl. So that remains one of my favorite reactions to the cover itself. And then I think my other really quick one was I went and I did a school visit in DC, and it was a 5th grade classroom, and it was mixed genders. And I got in there and the students were so excited. And they were reading it. They hadn't finished reading it. So they were all at various different points in the book. And this young boy tapped me on the shoulder and he was just like, I just want to let you know that I don't really like to read, but I'm on page 127. And he like opened it and pointed to it of your book. And he was like, I just want you to know. And he was really excited about it. And so that was also one of my favorite reactions, was just like, I just want to let you know that I'm on this page. I really like your book, and I'm not a big reader. And that was really validating. And from a young man, too, because the book, says for Black girls like me, I think there's a lot that students of all genders can get out of this book. But I do know sometimes, people self-select or say, oh, that's a girl book and don't want to read it. No such thing as a girl book or a boy book. But so that was a affirming, validating moment of just engaging a young reader.
That is adorable and swells my heart.